Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2021 Bobcat T770 that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything I know, then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces. We'll show you the pins up front, let you hear the engine, show you the hydraulics are strong. Lift the loader, dump the bucket, turn it, show you that it turns strong to both directions. As always, if you are in the market for a used skid steer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 2021 Bobcat T770. Pretty well loaded up with options: cab, heat, air, high flow, 2-speed, SJC Controls, power Bobtach, self-leveling bucket, creep mode, float, deluxe panel, heated air ride seat. It's got a radio, 3,475 pound lift capacity, 10,327 pound operating weight, and this one has 2,767 hours. Here in a bit, like I said, we'll fire it up. We'll show you these pins up here. There's a little bit of play, not much at all. There is a little bit, you'll see it here, far from sloppy. Definitely not something that I think needs attention at this point. Hydraulics are nice and strong, and as I get up close to it here, you'll see the white paint's pretty decent. Starting to flake off around the edges and stuff, which is common for these machines, and getting just rock chips and stuff. You can see down here, scuffs and scratches there. Otherwise, the loader arm's pretty darn straight. Decals are still pretty good. Again, some paint chips here and there. It is a used skid steer, but no huge dents or dings here on the loader arm. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing that looks like it's been busted or welded. Track on this side, pretty decent. I'm gonna say we are at least 70% or so tread depth. I think I'm being very fair there. The way the sun is, I know it's casting a little bit of a shadow, but tread bars are pretty darn deep there, nearly 2 fingers deep. Again, I think I'm being very fair there, saying 70% or better. Couple little chips here and there, nothing out of the ordinary. No cracks that I'm seeing going across. No weather checking really to speak of, just typical use on a set of tracks. Looking at the sprockets, as you can see here, lots of life left there in those sprockets. Plenty of life left there. And as I take a little step back here and show you the side rail of the undercarriage, still retains quite a bit of that original gray paint, especially for one with 2,700 hours. As you can see there, obviously some mud and stuff flipped up on it, or a lot out here. Has been a muddy mess here. We had quite a bit of rain over the weekend, so looking at the side of the frame here, you'll see just your typical scuffs and scratches here where dirt and rocks get flipped up in between the tracks and the frame, but otherwise pretty straight. Coming back here, looking at this rear corner, very straight there. Again, that white paint's pretty good. Decals are still in pretty good shape. Starting to get some chips around the edges and starting to flake off like they all do. Just your typical wear. Nothing out of the ordinary there. It's actually pretty good down here. It's not really flaking off down there much. Just a little bit right here this corner and a little bit down here on the gray. Obviously some scuffs and chips and dings there where you chain it down. Coming around to the back. Looking at that back door, as you can see there, that orange paint's still pretty darn bright. The door itself is pretty square. I don't see anything that looks like it's been backed in anything too hard. Just your typical, there's some scratches around the edges. Couple paint chips and stuff, but no huge dents. Doesn't look like it's been backed into anything too hard there. That bottom does have a couple dents here, you'll see. Very common on that, down here on that gray bottom portion. Up top here, everything looks pretty darn good. Exhaust is nice and straight. You'll see a lot of times those get dinged up really bad. That one's nice and straight. Everything looks good up here on this screen. Back side of those arms, everything looks good there. Coming around to this side, looking at the rear corner on this side, again, that white paint's pretty darn good. Decals are actually pretty good. Just typical, as you can see here, scuffs and some scratches, paint chips up there. Starting to flake just a little bit around the edge there. Again, all par for the course. Same thing down here. Again, some spots there where you would chain it down that paint chipped off and stuff like that. Like I said, this back corner here, right here, you can see they've gotten into something good here. It didn't get into the door's good, it's just that bottom corner. Looking at the track on this side, matches up really well to the track on the other side. Plenty of tread depth left there. And again, no weather checking to speak of, just your typical little chips and tread bars here and there. All normal things for a set of tracks. Looking at the sprockets on this side, again, lots of life left there. They'd match up very well to the other side. And taking a little step back, looking at the side rail of the undercarriage on this side, again, you can see quite a bit of that original gray paint. And then the frame on this side is pretty well identical to the other side, just typical scuffs and scratches up here. Again, it's a used skid steer, but better than you'll see on a lot of them. There's still quite a bit of that original white paint there. Looking at the loader arm on this side, again, very straight, no huge dents or dings, nothing that looks like it's been busted or cracked or welded, just paint chips here and there, flaking just a little bit there on that little edge. Decal's pretty good. Again, scuffs and scratches here and there. Looking at the back of the skid steer mount plate here, I am not seeing anything there that looks like it's been busted or welded. Kind of pause here so you guys can see it good. Everything looks good there. New 78-inch HD bucket. Yet again, another skid steer came into us with no bucket, so we had to put one on. So it is a new bucket, but it's a heavy duty 78-inch bolt-on cutting edge. We'll go to the back. Take a look in the engine compartment. Okay, I'll try to get in here and see the best I can. I'll try to shield it here so you can see. I know there's a shadow with the sun, or the way the sun is, it's kind of hard, but it's nice and dry up here. A little bit of dust and dirt, nothing out of the ordinary there. But I'm not seeing any oil or diesel or antifreeze running anywhere. Everything looks pretty darn good there. I'll try to go slow here so you guys can see. Nothing wrote on that filter to tell exactly when the last service was, but they are Bobcat filters. Down here, again, like I said, nice and dry. I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. It does have the original, still has that protection over the battery there. On the fuel filter, it's wrote 2739 when it was the fuel filter was changed. Inside of that back door, everything looks good and square there. Take a look at the cab and the interior. The back side of that cab's nice and straight there. That back glass is good. Around the top edge on this side, everything looks good there as well. Again, all the glass seems to be good. I don't see any cracks or spider webbing in any of that glass. Up here on the front faceplates of the arms, just your typical, I mean, there's paint chips, very common, just general use, rock chips, just all sorts of things flip back there. Obviously, that step, fairly straight there. Again, just your paint chips and stuff up here. And that's all just kind of a surface rust where the metal's exposed. None of that is a heavy rust. Doesn't look like it's been in salt or manure, anything like that. Some of that grip tape's missing here where you step in. Down on the floorboard though, pretty good. A little bit of dust and dirt up in here, but nothing out of the ordinary. Everything looks good. This plastic all down here looks pretty good, nice and bright still. Bottom seat cushion, everything looks good there. I don't see any cuts or tears on that bottom seat cushion. Same thing with that back seat cushion. Everything seems good there. A little bit of a paint splatter right there. All right, like I said, this one is SJC Controls. Looking at the joystick on this side, all the buttons are good. You can still see the painted on decals on the buttons there. The trigger button's good. That protective boot down here is good. Coming to this side, again, all the buttons seem good. You can see, still see everything. Toggle's good. Trigger button's good. Rubber boot down here is good. These plastic pieces on both sides are still in really good shape. Still nice and bright. Sometimes you'll see these get faded out and busted, and they look good on both sides. Like I said, that one's got a little paint stain on it. HVAC controls down here. As of the time of this video, the AC is blowing cold. Radio. You can hear the radio working. 2767.9 on the hours. The lap bar, everything's really good here. All that texture's still good. Looking at the headliner, pretty good. Just wearing right here where the lap bar comes up and hits. Very common on these. Couple little dirt stains here and there, but I don't see any water stains or anything like that. The fins all seem to be good on the HVAC vents here. Up top here where these cylinders come up, everything looks good on both sides. I don't see anything that looks like it's been busted or welded or anything there. And like I said earlier, back of that skid steer mount plate seems to be good. All right, like I said, it's a 2021 Bobcat T770, pretty well loaded up with options. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.